In programming, if you have groups of data that you would like to relate, you can assign them to something known as an object. In this video, I'll help you to understand why we use objects in JavaScript. I'll also demonstrate how to build objects using dot notation as well as by specifying comma-delimited key-value pairs. Let's say that you are using JavaScript to build a game, where the objective is to build your own cookie-selling business. Your game is turn-based and uses tiles for characters to move, trade, and build their company. Your first task is to build a store manager character. You need to set certain traits, so let's code them with JavaScript variables. We'll set some numbers for the movement range, social skills, street smarts, and health. There, you've created a store manager, but there are a few improvements that you could make in your code. One issue is the long length of the variable names. Another is that your code does not explain to JavaScript that these variables are related and all describe the same character. This is where objects come in. Using objects, we can resolve these pain points by shortening our variable names and getting JavaScript to understand that all those variables are related. Let's start by declaring the variable store manager, to which you assign an opening and a closing curly brace. This creates an empty object literal. Next, instead of declaring individual variables for the traits, you can add a dot operator to each one, right after the words store manager. Now, when you inspect the store manager object, it recognizes these as traits of the store manager. So, here you have built a store manager object using dot notation. Each trait is a property of the object. Objects can be described as collections of related properties, where each property is represented as a key-value pair. This means that what is normally a variable name becomes a property key, and what is normally a variable's value becomes the property value of the object. Objects can also be built by listing the key-value pairs inside of the object literal, which specifies them as comma-delimited properties. To demonstrate, let's build a new character object. First, I declare the object name using var and then the object. For example, assistant manager. Then I simply input the properties and values in between curly braces, with each property followed by a colon and its value. Next, I separate each key-value pair by a comma. Lastly, I finish the declaration using a closed curly bracket. And that's it. I created an object and assigned some values to its properties. After an object is built, you can still update the object by adding new properties to it. This can also be done with dot notation. For the store manager object, you can add another property called next achievement by using dot notation. As before, you do this by placing a dot operator between the object name and the property. Then, for the assistant manager object, you can add a property with the same name using dot notation. And that's it. Now your objects have new properties added to the previous ones. In this video, you've learned why objects are valuable tools in JavaScript coding, and how to build them using dot notation and by specifying comma-delimited key-value pairs. Perhaps you can apply this knowledge towards creating the next great game.